Just take us through that play, the perfection of the execution and the mistake or two that were made on the other side.
Yeah, so let's talk about, first of all, I want to set it up by saying the misfortune that the Clippers had on the miss by Bridges. The ball takes a very strange carom. It doesn't go up in the air at all once it hits the rim, and that allows them extra time because the game could have ended if it kicks up in the air. Now, secondly, the play. This screen design is designed to set the screen, and then Booker obviously is going to pop out after that if he's not open. Why that's so important, if you're Nicholas Batum, you're put on Devin Booker for a reason. You're 6'8", you're long. You know that Devin Booker will not have enough time to take a dribble. It's going to be a catch and shoot, so you want extra length on him. He's also terrified to bump Deandre Ayton real quick because that's going to give Booker enough time to escape. So if you look at where Nicholas Batum is positioned, he's on the outside of the lane waiting for Booker to come to him. No bump on Ayton. That's impossible for Zubac to be able to take that screen and react and get up there and stop it. He does a pretty good job overall. He's just not quite athletic enough to get up there. And then the final component, look at DeMarcus Cousins. You know, where he's lined up, he's taking the pass away that's like up the sideline toward the three-point line. That's the exact pass you want to allow to happen in that situation. You can't give the out-of-bounds passer a direct sight line to the rim. And yet that's exactly what Jay Crowder had. Now, it doesn't mean it's an easy pass to make because he could have hit the side of the backboard. He could have hit the rim. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. So he threw a perfect ball. There's no question. But it's not possible if DeMarcus Cousins turns his body slightly and puts his arms in the air to prevent Jay Crowder from throwing a direct bullet at the rim the way that he did. So an awful lot had to go right for the Suns, and the Clippers contributed to it without question.
And so the result of it is a 2-0 Phoenix lead in this Western Conference final, and the likelihood that Chris Paul comes back to play for them in Game 3, which would lead one to believe. Now, the Clippers have come from love 2 down in each of the first 2 rounds, but this is a different beast. Do you feel like the Suns are in total control here?
Yeah, this is maybe a series-defining moment. It really is. You know, between the missed free throws that led to it and the execution on that play. Because this is a different team than what they faced. You know, Utah had a problem because they had Rudy Gobert on the floor. He had no one to guard for long stretches. They're bombing him out from the three-point line, and Gobert is not good enough offensively to make you pay on the other end. Deandre Ayton is. So if you want to play a small lineup, that's okay. Deandre Ayton's going to go down there and go 22 for 29 from the field in 2 games, and that's going to continue. So now they've got an answer for that. Okay, yeah, it's going to be hard for Ayton at times to guard these guys at the three-point line, but on the other end, he's going to punish you. So they've got an answer there. They've obviously got great guard play, and they've gotten 2 wins without Chris Paul, and now you get them back. So 2 guards that can take over the game, and then just great role players up and down. Cameron Payne now has stepped up. Jay Crowder, great addition. Bridges has stepped up this year. Saric was great last night. So their acceptance of roles, they're a complete team. They play both ends. It definitely feels like possibly an insurmountable situation now for the Clippers.
The X factor in it all is Kawhi Leonard, who has not been ruled out for the Clippers, but I don't think there's great optimism that he's going to come back. Meanwhile, while I have you, let me ask you about a few other things. 76ers general manager Daryl Morey yesterday was talking about the future of his team and the future of Ben Simmons, and this is what Daryl said.
We have a very strong group we believe in. None of us can predict the future of what's going to happen in any place. We love what Ben brings. We love what Joel brings. We love what Tobias brings. In terms of what's next, we're going to do what's best for the 76ers to give us the best chance to win the championship with every single player on the roster.
So that is your classic non-response response. What do you think, Tim Legler? Are they we've had a lot of people, including Magic Johnson, say he needs a fresh start. What do you think should happen?
I just think it's hard to imagine that he's back because I think he has deflated their team. He's deflated their other star player. His inability right now to process how to be an aggressive scorer, because I think he's got a fear of failure that needs to be addressed. That might involve a sports psychologist. He's got to unlock his ability to let his muscle memory take over, and he's not. His mind is interrupting that process, and I think his teammates recognize it now. So really hard for me to imagine that he can go back to that team. He's got a lot of value in this league, but I just don't know if it can be here, because I think for the first time, Greeny, all of the things that he does aren't outweighing his inability to contribute as a scorer when you need him. To go 5 games in a 7-game series and not take a shot in the fourth quarter and you're a starting point guard is just, it's an impediment you can't get past if you're the Sixers and if you're Joel Embiid. So I do think ultimately Ben Simmons is going to end up somewhere else. And I do think there's going to be teams out there willing to give up quite a bit because he can maybe have a different role on a different team where the scoring's not as important because they've got guys to do that and handle the ball. And he could just defend, rebound, and make plays as a 4-man, which I think is what he needs to be going forward.
It does, 4-man. It does set up to be the biggest story of the upcoming NBA offseason. Tim Legler, outstanding. Thanks for getting up with us all morning long here. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.